Early childhood development is vital to the success of our children. And now that our older children are back at school, let's focus on the success of our little ones.
The Children's Museum of Tucson has some very cool programs that are geared to the 5-year-olds and younger crowd. Joining us today with all the details is Executive Director Michael Loria and Director of Development Autumn Rentmeester. Thank you so much for coming today.
Thank you so much for having us.
Yeah, pleasure.
So tell us what's cool, what's new, what's going on at the Children's Museum?
Well, you know, summer's coming to a close, and of course a lot of the older kids are back in school, and of course we think of back of school time as that period of time when our kids are returning to the classroom, but sometimes we don't think about those younger kids, which are not quite yet in school, but still lots of learning for them to do. So we're really excited about the early childhood education programs that we have at the museum. But we're also wrapping up our summer series of STEAM Sundays, which STEAM stands for Science, Technology, Engineering, Arts, and Mathematics. And every Sunday now through Labor Day weekend, it's $2 admission per person for the whole family. And we feature activities that are based around STEAM.
Oh, wow.
And the cool thing about these programs that they have is it's geared towards parents as well. Right. It's like parent and children are both learning at the same time. Why is that so important?
Well, you're exactly right. You know, Michael's famous for saying the job of a child is play, and that's how they learn and how they grow. And so, you know, the work that we do at the museum, it helps children with their fine motor skills, how to better tie their shoelaces someday, and the gross motor skills, how to climb and jump and run. But it teaches parents how to better play with their children too, and how to help them do their job of play even better. And so when you come, it may look like we're just having fun, but the parents are learning how to have fun and to help their children to be developmentally ready for school and for better socialization and to make their community a better place.
Oh, that is so awesome. And can you tell me, what are some of the programs that you have for the ones that are 5 and under?
Sure. So we have our We programming, aptly named. And so we have We Play, which is 5 times a week and included in admission. So when people come, whether it's for the $8 days or for regular price or lower price admission days, all of our programs are included in that. And so the 5 We Plays, those are all about school readiness. They're a little bit more structured. There's literacy, there's always a book that they then do activities, and they have fun games, and there's always cleanup time, which is important to learn how to clean up. And then we have our We Move program, We Wiggle program. And that's less structured, but we bring out all of our goodies and teach the parents how to play better with their children through an organized manner that helps with physical activity.
Yeah, it's so important to get kids active and get them active from a very early age so that it becomes a lifelong habit. I mean, right now we have such an epidemic with childhood obesity and things of that nature. So and in the age of technology with tablets and things like that, there's not enough free-form physical activity play for kids. So we're trying to really impart that at a very early age.
And so are all of these programs parent and child specific, or is it something that parents can also drop their kid off if they have to go and do errands?
You know, the great thing about our museum is it's full body play for both parent and child. And so what we have found is with our new exhibit space that it draws the parents in. And so it's really, if you do come to the museum, expect to play with your children versus standing and watching them. And like Michael said, those create the habits. When you have a family that says go outside and play, you get a different response than let's all go outside and play. And so that's those are the behaviors that we want to start teaching to the families.
And what's the next exhibit for the early learning programs and exhibits?
Well, we have one called We World, and we've had this exhibit for many years, but we just opened a new iteration of We World this past fall, and it is an age and developmentally appropriate exhibit. So it's all hands-on, tactile experiences for young kids, these 5 and under age group. My favorite, of course, is the carrot car, because I think everybody ought to have a carrot car in their garage.
Oh, yeah.
So we have that. We have a play structure that you can climb, and there's a little bit of challenge in there. So we have a very small suspension bridge, which for a 2-year-old or 3-year-old is a little scary. But that's okay. They have to get over that fear, and it's part of that developmental process. And then they can go down the slide. We have the disco ball tree where you can pull a book and read underneath the tree, and all sorts of different activities that you can engage in.
What are some of the most vital, like, activities or developmental things that you're seeing in young kids that might actually be lacking until they come to the Children's Museum?
Well, you know, I have some dear friends. I was just telling actually a few of my peers at work about this. I have some dear friends that school's back in session and they just started their kindergarten. You know, they're teachers that teach kindergarten, and they had a few of their students that when they said, let's go pick a red crayon and let's draw a picture of your home. There were some kids that knew what a red crayon was, they knew how to hold it, they knew how to write. And there were some children that you could tell didn't know their colors, had never held a crayon. And in kindergarten, we're struggling to hold it correctly, to draw it, and even to pick out the right color, which the rest of the kids recognize, so that makes them feel awkward, uncomfortable, socially, they're not ready. And so we, our programs based on literacy, there's a lot of writing and drawing in our new art studio that's right next to the art and that's right next to the early childhood area. So what we do as part of our exhibits as well as our programming make a big difference for that readiness for school.
I love that. And just learn, my daughter is in kindergarten and I'm thinking, oh gosh, I wonder, does she know how to draw? And does she know how to write? I'm like, oh, of course, we go over that. But this is a great opportunity for parents who maybe don't understand or don't know how to go over that with their children, a chance to learn how to do that themselves with their children.
You make a really good point. Parents usually are the first teachers.
Yes.
But kids are learning no matter where they go.
Yes.
Looking at, even in the back seat of the car, they're looking around and they're constantly learning. So we want to be one of the many places that children can go and learn.
Well, thank you both so much for coming here. And I know I'm going to have to take my daughter to the museum.
You have to come play.
I love it. Yes.
We'd love to have
Carrot Car. For more information on the Children's Museum, call 792-9985 or visit childrensmuseumtucson.org.
Coming up, a local cat shelter is in need of donations and will introduce you to a kitty that needs a home. We'll chat with them right after this. Meow.